Now coming up, President Akufo-Addo urges police to prevent protracted electoral violence. EC argues recoalition triggered by widespread lawlessness. On the international arena, Cyclone Chido kills 94 people in Mozambique. This and many more we have coming up in the bulletin. My name is Nana Ama Nyamike Baini. Now the news in detail. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has urged the Ghana Police Service to review its operating plans in order to stop protracted violence from happening again after elections. Report of disturbances following the general election in 2024, including vandalism against the Electoral Commission's office and public property, prompted his request. Allegedly, National Democratic Congress sympathizers were connected to the incident. On Sunday, December 22, 2024, the president spoke at the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Ghana's bicentennial anniversary launch at the Osu Castle, and voiced concern about how such violence might affect Ghana's reputation as a democratic nation.
Deep concern that I acknowledge the unfortunate incidents of post-election hooliganism, vandalism and violence that followed. Incidents which threatened to tarnish the beauty of our democratic exercise. Such acts were completely unnecessary and are wholly unacceptable. They must never reoccur. It is particularly regrettable that these unfortunate disturbances appear to involve some executives and sympathizers of the victorious party, the National Democratic Congress. As a nation, we must be resolute in our commitment to safeguarding peace, stability, and the democratic values we have worked so hard to establish. I commend greatly the Electoral Commission for its diligent and transparent efforts in supervising the electoral process and in compiling and delivering the results of the election. Let this moment serve as a reminder to all of us that Ghana's democratic credentials are a shared heritage, one that we must all protect and cherish at all times. In so saying, I'll also commend the security services, especially the police, for the effective monitoring of the election, which ensured their peaceful nature.
President-elect John Dramani Mahama has expressed worry on Ghana's education system from elementary schools to university as it's currently experiencing a financial crisis. The president-elect emphasized that the lack of steady and committed funding is causing serious budgetary constraint for the whole educational system when speaking to stakeholders in the field of education. In order to find answers to the funding issues and create a sustainable finance model that can meet the sector's short and long-term needs, Mahama said a consultative forum with all pertinent stakeholders is required. Now, away from that, the Movement for Change and All People's Congress have jointly demanded that Jane Mensah, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, quit, citing purported inadequacies in the administration of the general election in 2024. The APC's presidential candidate Hassan Ayariga blasted the EC for taking so long to compile and declare the election result. He called the situation intolerable and a major blow to democracy in an interview with Channel One TV. Khalid Nobi, the Deputy Director for Policy, expressed displeasure with the EC leadership and called for the resignation on behalf of the Movement for Change. He maintained that important element of the election had been handled improperly by the Electoral Authority. Now, in a harsh warning about possible political fallout, Roxanne Nelson Lafiamapo, the Member of Parliament for South Deyi, has stated that if the National Democratic Congress take over on January 7, 2025, there will be responsibility. He strongly disapproved of Alexander Afenyo marking the majority leader and called the new patriotic parties and his actions a blatant disregard for the law. This remark follows a High Court decision that ruled in favor of the NPP in the recollection and result announcement for 7 of the 9 contested parliamentary seats. He specifically attacked Afenyo Markin for making what he called false assertions to support his public remarks. Dafemoko further charged that the MPP was using political trickery to increase its number of parliamentary seats, and he warned that the NDC administration would not tolerate such behavior. Now still ongoing, Fred Tete, the Electoral Commission Deputy Director of Research, has blamed widespread criminality by political parties and their supporters for the conditions that resulted in the recall of certain parliamentary results. He claimed that the disruption brought on by this incident prevented the Commission from doing its work and in these constituencies. In Sawoma Dojiri, Ahafo ano Southwest, Ahafo ano North, Obuasi East, Okainkwe Central, Ablekuma North, Tema Central, Techiman South, and Dome Kwaminya were among the impacted constituencies. Fred Tete voiced his concern about the incident that tainted the election process in these places during an appearance on Channel 1 TV Big Issues show on Saturday, December 21, 2024. Now to the last story before we go for a break. The Presbyterian Church of Ghana's moderator, Dr. Abraham Nana Opare Kwachi, has urged President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to sign the anti-gay bill before the conclusion of his term. Speaking on Saturday, December 22, 2024, at the Presbyterian Church of Ghana's bicentennial anniversary launch at the Osu Castle, Dr. Kwachi underlined the importance of the law and urged the president to approve it in an order to cement his legacy. Now, the former Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration Rector, Professor Stephen Adey, has advised President-elect John Dramani Mahama against selecting a new Electoral Commission chairperson. Professor Adey believes that in order to maintain institutional continuity and prevent creating a risk precedent, Jane Mensah, the present EC chairperson, should be let to serve out her remaining term. In a Sunday, December 23, 2024 interview on TV3, Professor Adey voiced his worry that any attempt to remove Jane Mensah may be interpreted as an effort to further politicize the commission, underscoring Ghana's democratic institutions and future government. He emphasized that such a step would solidify a very bad practice. Now we take a short breather when we come back to the international arena.
Hey there. Welcome to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. Seated right in front of you is Ampon Besmaku, for short Ampon B. Here we say we are the ultimate in campus radio. I entreat you all to be listening to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. And your Radio Unibe, forget about it.
Hello. My name is Amina Abisbanan, a media personality at Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. Kindly follow us on all our social media handles. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us on www.uew.edu.gh. We are the ultimate in campus radio.
welcome back from that short commercial break. Now to the international arena. Cyclone Chido has killed 94 people in Mozambique since it made landfall in the East African country last week, local authorities have said. The country's National Institute of Risk and Disaster Management said 768 people were injured and more than 622,000 people affected by the natural disaster in some capacity. Chido hit Mozambique in 15 December with winds of 260 kilometers height and 250 millimeters of rainfall in the first 24 hours. The same cyclone had first wreaked havoc in the French Indian Ocean territory of Mayotte before moving on to Mozambique, Malawi, and Zimbabwe. Now, before we end the news, a recap of stories that made headlines. President Akufo-Addo urges police to prevent protracted electoral violence. EC argues recoalition triggered by widespread lawlessness. On the international arena, Cyclone Chido kills 94 people in Mozambique. And that will be all for today's news at 12. My name is Nana Ama Nyameke Bain. Thank you for doing the watching and have a good afternoon.